Okay, welcome in. I'm now going to be reviewing Tuesday's action from the Major League Baseball season. There were 15 games on tap, so let's take a look and see how they went. Starting in New York, as the New York Mets played host to the Los Angeles Dodgers. LA would win this game 5-2, improving their record to 34-22, while the Mets are now 9 games below 500 with a record of 22-31. Daniel Hudson is 2-1 on the season after the win. Jorge Lopez is 1-2 after the loss. Blake Treinen got his first save for the Dodgers. These two teams would play a doubleheader, and the Dodgers would win both games. The second one would be a 3-0 shutout, improving their record to 35-22. And after the loss, the Mets are 10 games below 500 with a record of 22-32. Gavin Stone picked up the win. He's now 5-2 on the season, while Jose Quintana is 1-5 after the loss. Alexis Vesia got his second save for the Dodgers. The Baltimore Orioles played host to the Boston Red Sox. The Red Sox would win this game 8-3. They're now above 500. 28-27 is their record, and despite the loss, the Orioles are still 15 games above 500 with a record of 34-19. Brian Bello is 6-2 on the season after the win, while Grayson Rodriguez is 4-2 after the loss. The Cincinnati Reds played host to the St. Louis Cardinals. St. Louis would win this game 7-1. They're now just one game below 500, while the Reds have dropped to 24-31. Kyle Gibson is 4-2 on the season after the win, while Andrew Abbott is 3-5 after the loss. The Tampa Bay Rays played host to the Oakland Athletics. Oakland would win this game 3-0. They're 10 games below 500, 23-33, and after the loss, the Rays are 26-29, 3 games below 500. Mitch Spence is 3-2 on the season after the win, while Zach Little is 2-3 after the loss. Mason Miller got his 10th save for the Athletics. The Atlanta Braves played host to the Washington Nationals. A very low-scoring game. 2-0 would be the final in favor of the Braves. They have now improved to 31-21, while the Nationals are 5 games below 500 with a record of 24-29. Max Fried is 5-2 on the season after the win, while Jacob Barnes is 2-2 after the loss. Raciel Iglesias got his 13th save for the Braves. The Minnesota Twins played host to the Kansas City Royals. Minnesota would win this, doubling up on the Royals 4-2. They're now sitting at 30-24, and despite the loss, the Royals are 12 games above 500 with a record of 34-22. Simeon Woods Richardson picked up the win. Cole Reagan suffered the loss. He's 4-4, while Johan Duran got his 8th save for the Twins. The Milwaukee Brewers played host to the Chicago Cubs. The Cubs would double up on the Brewers. The final score was 6-3. They're now above 500, 28-27 is their record. And despite the loss, the Brewers are 8 games above 500 with a record of 31-23. Hector Neris is 6-0 on the season, still perfect. And Trevor McGill suffered the loss. He's 0-1. The Chicago White Sox played host to the Toronto Blue Jays. The Blue Jays would win this game 7-2. They're now just 4 games below 500 with a record of 25-29. And the White Sox, man, what else can you say about this team? They are 26 games below 500. 15-41 is their record after the loss. Kevin Gausman got the win. He's now 4-3 on the season, while Jake Woodford is 0-1. The Texas Rangers played host to the Arizona Diamondbacks. Basically a rematch of last year's World Series. The Rangers would double up on the Diamondbacks 4-2. They're now sitting at 26-29, while the Diamondbacks are 25-29. Andrew Heaney got his first win of the season. He is now 1-5. And Brandon Pfaadt is 2-4 after the loss. Kirby Yates got his 8th save for the Rangers. The Colorado Rockies played host to the Cleveland Guardians. A very wild game. and a very high scoring game at that. The Guardians would win this one, almost doubling up on the Rockies, 13-7. They have now improved to 37-18, while the Rockies have dropped to 16 games below 500 with a record of 19-35. Cade Smith got the win. He's now 2-0 on the season, while Peter Lambert suffered the loss. He's 2-4. The Los Angeles Angels played host to the New York Yankees. The Angels would win this game, a very close one at that, 4-3. 21-33 is their record after the win, and despite the loss, the Yankees are still 18 games above 500 with a record of 37-19. Matt Moore is 1-1 on the season after the win, while Luke Weaver suffered his first loss. He's 3-1. Carlos Estevez got his 8th save for the Angels. The Seattle Mariners played host to the Houston Astros. The Mariners would double up on the Stros 4-2. They're now sitting at 30-26, while the Astros are 7 games below 500 with a record of 24-31. Taylor Saucedo, I believe, is 2-0 on the season after the win, while Ryan Presley is 0-2 after the loss. Ryan Stanek got his 3rd save for the Mariners. The San Diego Padres played host to the Miami Marlins. San Diego would shut out the Marlins 4-0. They're now sitting at 30-28, while the Marlins are 18 games below 500 with a record of 19-37. Matt Waldron got the win. He's now 3-5 on the season, while Jesus Luzardo is 2-3. And the last game from Tuesday took place in San Francisco as the Giants played host to the Philadelphia Phillies. Just one run to report. 1-0 would be the final score in favor of the Giants. They're now sitting at 29-27. And despite the loss, the Phillies are 20 games above 500 with a record of 38-18. Sean Helley, I believe, is 2-1 on the season after the win, while Matt Strom is 3-1 after the loss. All right, that takes care of Tuesday's action from the Major League Baseball season. As always, if you're new to this channel and you like this type of content, feel free to hit the sub button. I'd be very grateful and very appreciative. Until next time, and as always, take care.